J-Dev has returned. I, of course, brought my amazing, beautiful backdrop that's behind me, as always, to give you exactly what you want. And, of course, that would be more of me giving my thoughts, my opinions, and my award-winning. And I really do mean award-winning. In fact, the most award-winning expert analysis that you're ever going to see or hear on a certain topic subject. Tonight, I'm here to give you guys my predictions for the upcoming UFC 235 pay-per-view. What I'll do, which is tomorrow, of course, what I'll do is I'll give you a couple fights on the prelims that I'm predicting, and then, of course, my predictions for the main card. So with that said, let's get started. On the prelims, we have Diego Sanchez versus Mickey Gall. I'm going to predict Mickey Gall to win that one. I think there are bigger and better things for Mickey Gall, and I think this is just a stepping stone for Mickey Gall. I do believe in his talent. I think he's pretty good. The main event of the prelims would be Jeremy Stephens versus Zabib Magomedsharipov. Jeremy Stephens has had some adversity lately. He actually contemplated committing suicide recently due to his loss against Jose Aldo. I mean, he gets so close and then he loses fights. You know, I don't like to bet against Jeremy Stephens because, well, when that happens, he wins. When he, of course, beat Duho Choi. But I'm going to pick Zabib Magomedsharipov in this one. That's just my thoughts. I know he's a lanky guy, and I think he's somehow going to get a guillotine or a choke or something like that, Jeremy Stephens. So I know Force will be mad, but I'm going to pick Zabib on this particular fight. So there you go for the main event on the prelims on ESPN. And now for the main card, Cody Garbrandt versus Pedro Munoz. I still think Cody Garbrandt's one of the best fighters, especially in that division. I know he's lost 2 fights to TJ Dillashaw. Okay, TJ Dillashaw is his kryptonite at this moment. With that said, I still think he's one of the top guys in the division, like I just said. And I think at some point, someday, he'll get his belt back. So, Cody Garbrandt is going to win that fight. It's my prediction. Write a comment if you don't think I'm right. Next, we have Tecia Torres versus Weili Zhang in the women's match on the main card for the evening. I don't know necessarily if this should have been the fight that's on the main card, but hey, I've seen Tecia Torres fight. I think she's going to win the fight. And next we have the UFC debut of Ben Askren versus Ruthless Robbie Lawler. Ben Askren is undefeated, and he's a really, really good wrestler. He's got that one thing that he's really good at, like Damian Maia. With that said, I think Robbie Lawler's been working on his takedown defense, and hopefully he brings it with him, and he has good takedown defense, and then lands a couple haymakers like Ruthless Robbie Lawler does, and wins the fight. So I'm predicting Robbie Lawler to win by TKO. And if Ben Askren wins that fight, then I'll be pleasantly surprised. He is undefeated. I believe it's 25-0, so we shall see. And, of course, the co-main event of the evening, Kamaru Usman versus Tyron Woodley for the UFC welterweight championship. I typically do bet against Tyron Woodley. I'm not going to this time. I'm going to bet for Tyron Woodley in this fight. I think he's going to knock Usman out. Usman's good, but he hasn't faced the top guys in the division. Not the top tier guys, so that's where I'm going to go with that one. Tyron Woodley's going to win that fight. And then possibly fight the winner of the Ben Askren Robbie Lawler. No, actually, you know what? Tyron Woodley won't fight Ben Askren. They're training buddies. What about a fight with Colby Covington? I know Colby Covington's annoying, but he's funny as shit. So, I don't know. That would just make for good entertainment. Why don't we get Conor McGregor versus Colby Covington? That would be an entertaining fight for UFC. What a draw. 2 guys that can talk their mouth away. Book it, Dana White. And the main event of the evening, Anthony Lionheart Smith versus John Bones Jones for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. John Jones is a huge favorite in this fight. Huge favorite. Anthony Smith has a 31-11 record in mixed martial arts. Don't sell Anthony Smith short. Anthony Smith is a talented fighter. Granted, since he's moved up to 205 in the light heavyweight division, he's only beaten, old guys like Shogun Rua, Rashad Evans, not Rashard, and then he beat Volkan Oezdemir. I think he's really good. I really do. I think he has some talent, and I think he's going to potentially push John Jones to the limit. Yeah, I'm saying this could be, or I should say, I have a hunch this could be as good, if not better, than the Alexander Gustafsson fight that he had, the first one against Gustafsson, Jones and Gustafsson. So that's my opinion. I mean, anything can happen in an MMA fight. Look what happened with GSP versus Matt Serra. John Jones should win this fight, and I'm predicting him to win this fight. And a lot of you are predicting him to dominate and beat the tar out of Anthony Smith. And that very well could happen, but I don't know if that will happen. I mean, there might be times Jones dominates the fight, but I think Anthony Smith is going to bring it to John Jones. I think he's going to test John Jones in this fight. Just my opinion. Of course, I'm going with John Jones, but don't say I didn't warn you if Anthony Smith somehow, some way shocks the world and wins the light heavyweight championship. I hope it doesn't happen. I'm going to be nervous as shit watching that fight, too. It's just kind of like, the only John Jones fight that I've been nervous for, when I was watching the Gustafsson fight, the first one, I got nervous. And then the fight against Ovens St. Preux, because it was unknown. He was a late replacement for Daniel Cormier, 3 weeks or something like that. And I was nervous as all hell for that particular fight. So John Jones should win. Hopefully he wins. What's next for John Jones? I'm not really sure. I mean, of course, another fight with Daniel Cormier, if it's at light heavyweight, would be great. But I'm all for the heavyweight fight with him. I don't know if Jones wants to do the heavyweight fight. He might want to do a light heavyweight fight, and DC doesn't want to do that. And then, of course, there's a potential fight, at heavyweight with Brock Lesnar. Or a fight I really want to see is John Jones versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. I really wanted to see that fight. I know Rumble's like 285 pounds now, and he's just jacked. But I want to see that fight still. And Rumble would be open to coming back if it's against John Jones at heavyweight. So we'll see. If Rumble can land one of those haymakers, John Jones might go night-night. But he gets submitted real easy, Anthony Rumble Johnson. So, of course, he might fight Johnny Walker or Thiago Santos next. We'll see what happens. But I hope you guys all enjoy UFC 235 tomorrow. If you're interested in watching the card, you certainly can contact me and see what I'm up to. I might let you in. I might let you come over. We'll see. You have to get my permission first. And if you're a big fight fan, I know some of you on my page are, would you please give your predictions for this particular event? Just give your predictions, not all the fights, just the big ones. If you want to give your prediction versus Jones and Smith or Usman and Tyron Woodley, that'd be great. I'd love it. It'd be awesome if you did it, because without you, there's no reason to do this, and I need feedback. I want to hear. It'd be awesome if you want to predict Anthony Smith to beat John Jones to shock the world. Do it. I'd love it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And, of course, as always, I'll be back again soon.